let's install this 3-inch to 3.5-inch outlet Y pipe on the F-150. So as you guys know, I have long tube headers on the truck. They are 3-inch. What came with them is 2.5. I don't like that because it makes the exhaust sound raspy. I want it deeper and louder. So I went ahead and got some Speed Engineering Y pipes that are 3 inches, that come down to, that gather at the Y pipe, that turn into 3.5-inch exhaust. So that's pretty much what we have here. And you might think, oh, once you bring it to 3.5, are you just going to dump it there? No. That's where 1, 2, 3 pipes of 3.5-inch stainless polished exhaust come in that we're going to be running straight all the way to the back. And then using this 75-degree elbow, we're going to be axle dumping it right behind the axle. So in order to do that, we have to go put the long tube headers back on with the new hardware and gaskets I got and start putting the Y pipe in. The only thing we're not going to be able to do right now, but it will be at least in the YouTube video, is putting the passenger side header on, because when I was cutting everything with the plasma torch, I accidentally burned through the shock tower and burned less than an 1/8-inch hole into the headers. So that's getting fixed currently. I just have to go pick it up whenever it's done. But we can put the driver's side on and at least put the Y pipe at least bolted where it needs to go. The clamps for this, until I can get it all welded, show up tomorrow. So we'll do what we can for now. And in the TikTok video, I'll make multiple parts of this just so you guys see everything.
Let's see if we can't beat some rain real quick. Of course, when I pull the camera out, it wants to start raining. I don't get it. So the lighting's probably not going to be perfect. That's because I have something over my back. But at least we can start getting the studs Let's see if we can't get all this stuff off. And a trick I was taught is you never fully tighten the headers until you get the Y pipe in, just so that way you can set it exactly where it needs to go. Then you tighten the nuts down and you got everything. So if we come out here, here's the old Y pipe. As you can see, I have a 3-inch to 2.5-inch adapter with the 2-inch Y pipe. It doesn't look anywhere as good as or big as the one inside, and This one just makes the exhaust raspy because look how small that is. So now we got to go get the 3-inch one to 3.5 inch from inside and at least get some of it in. It is simple as that's gonna have to sit just like that. Obviously I can't tighten it all down yet until the exhaust and everything on this side is in, which isn't the end of the world. But we could still get the Y pipe and have the Y pipe sitting, so I'll probably go grab that right now. And I hate how old and nasty these headers look, but I was gonna paint them, but then I got sidetracked and was like, there's no point. So one of them has to go there. So let's grab the Y pipe. So let's take this Y pipe, throw it right up where it's supposed to be, and then spin it upwards, sit it just like it's supposed to be. Obviously it's going to sit a little bit differently once that header comes in. This looks amazing right now. This is going to have to remember, this truck hasn't been started in roughly close to a month, but we got the jumper pack, so it might hesitate to start, but we'll get it to start. All right, let's do this. All right, so I think I know it was messed up. Let's try it again. Sounds insane, and that's without even a tip or anything. Oh my. No more exhaust leak in the front at least, so now I won't die sitting in the cab. Only two things that are leaking are the two exhaust clamps that are connecting all the pipes together, but once that's welded together, won't have to worry about that. But right now this thing sounds amazing. Let's go rev it.
3-inch wide pipe and 3.5-inch full exit was definitely the move. It sounds like it has fucking cams in it right now and it's a completely stock motor besides the long tubes. Imagine if I cam this truck, how nasty it's gonna sound coming out of the back. That might be something I'm gonna do, because listen to that. It already sounds nasty, so I want to cam it. We might do that in the future, but we just got to fix that little leak up there. It's minute, but it's not causing any problems to the back where you can like hear a but from the front. So I'm not too worried about it. When it gets fixed, it gets fixed. But I am so happy with how this came out. Now I'm debating, do I get I'm gonna have to get probably a custom tip, but do I get a 3.5 to a 10-inch or a 3.5 to an 8-inch? I don't want it to look too tacky, but I want it to be big enough to match how big this truck is gonna be, if that makes any sense.